Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Cassell. So here, I believe, is where we are at. Based on your responses on the survey, it sounds like you guys were in the middle of your unit on torque, or rotational motion. Not just the motion part, but really its application into forces. That's what torque is, right? A rotational force, or a force that causes rotation. So, a lot of you said that what you were learning about at that moment was moment of inertia. That's telling me that you were in the middle of essentially applying rotational ideas to Newton's second law, because the moment of inertia is the rotational equivalent of mass. So, that means you really were almost done with this unit, honestly, for as far as we would have gone into it in class. I'll be honest with you, this is the unit that's most challenging for me, thinking about things going in circles. It's just hard, despite the fact that most of the universe works this way, big or small. So, looking at the calendar and thinking about where we are and wanting to support all of you, especially those of you who are taking the AP exam still, here's the plan. This week, we'll sort of continue learning using some of the resources provided by AP about torque, moment of inertia, about angular momentum and its conservation. Next week, we will wrap up rotational dynamics. So by next Friday, we'll finish with all of the ideas related to torque. The last week of April, so April 27th through May 1st, gosh, that happened fast, we'll be working on simple harmonic motion. I think from what the survey says, really none of you have covered that topic. You guys kind of scored in the average of where's the average score? So you can see on my spreadsheet down here. This whole unit right here, less than 2 always. So you all said, gosh, I would need one-on-one help to know what to do here. And the last question, most of you said, I have no idea. So we'll spend 2 weeks on simple harmonic motion. Then please, if you've done simple harmonic motion and you're like, no, we've got notes on that, it's just hard and we don't understand it, please let me know, because I'll modify what I'm going to do. But basically, we're going to spend this week and next week finishing up torque and angular momentum. We'll spend 2 weeks on simple harmonic motion. That takes us to May 11th through the 15th, and the AP Physics 1 exam is scheduled for May 14th. So that week, there'll be an alternative project for those of you not taking the AP exam. For those of you taking the AP exam, it'll just be review that week. So, here's the things I want you to look at as we get ready for that. So, the internet is the tool that we've got, so it's the tool that we're going to use. If you've not already subscribed, you need to go and check out the College Board's website, or not, well, you can go to their website, but their YouTube channel. They have a YouTube channel for AP Physics 1. This is, where is it over here in my subscriptions? Advanced Placement. This is just a playlist on the Advanced Placements YouTube channel. They've got them for all their subjects. If you haven't checked them out for your other subjects, you should do so, right? So, here's what's important about this and why I want you to take a look at it. They are doing live classes. Right now, they're doing review. With how the shutdown affected our timing, the live classes that were wrapping up torque and moment of inertia and rotational kinetic energy and things like that, they covered those while we were still doing conferences and things. That's just the way that works. Sorry. So, on this site, and I'll link this on Canvas for all of you too, but you can go find it on the interwebs. You'll see that they've got 20 videos scheduled that go from now, and you can see that some of them are in the future. They're scheduled for specific days. They go all the way up until April 21st. I imagine at that point they're imagining people will begin working on their own review, because these are all one-day review topics. So, for those of you taking the AP Physics 1 exam, I would highly recommend you watch these live if you can. They're scheduled for 9 a.m. That might conflict with classes. You'll notice it's 15, 16, 17, 20, 21. For the most part, they're every day. Where you all are at, so where we're sort of picking up, is right, I believe, here, essentially. You're learning about moment of inertia, so the rotational equivalent of mass. So that's working with Newton's second law. So this is the first video that I would suggest you start with, and that's the video that I want you to watch, and that Friday we'll do a little quiz question looking at. Remember, these quizzes you're going to be able to retake, and you'll be able to do everything you need to do in order to get the grade that you want. Right? Next week we'll kind of do a thorough review of all of these topics, bringing us to the end of rotational motion. Okay? So that's the plan. After that, we're going to do simple harmonic motion. On this playlist, you'll notice that it jumps from here into forces and equilibrium, kinetics and definition of acceleration, projectile motion. These are review topics. They're going back and looking at topics from earlier in the year and then doing them in just one-day videos. For those of you taking the AP Physics 1 exam, if you already know a topic that you struggle with other than the current stuff that we're still learning, go back and start here. This is a whole class period lecture with example problems in it from two really good teachers. I already watched a couple other videos and previewed a few of them. Not all of it, but because it's a lot, but they're good, all right? So these are review topics. All of you will be starting with rotation and Newton's second law. The other place to go, you know my deep and unadulterated love for Mr. P here. I mean, like, he is my non-secret crush, right? So you go to his Flipping Physics channel. On his playlist, first he's got the whole year in order. I wouldn't start with 291 videos. That's pretty hard to wade through. But for all of you, where are we at right now? This is algebra-based physics, AP Physics 1, and on this playlist list here, you'll see over here, rotational kinematics, that's just circular motion. Rotational dynamics, that's circular forces. That's where we're at right now. So this playlist is the one that you will want to look at. Do you have to watch all 40 videos? No, of course not. That would be insane. So, pardon me, Mr. P. I would just want to see your playlist. Oh, it's an ad. That's great. Usually they're blocked on here, so let's just give this a second to load. By the way, most of you liked fluffy puppies. Second place was kittens. Third place was ducklings, and there was one lonely hamster in the room. I'll let you all guess which of your classmates picked hamster. So, well, Neil deGrasse Tyson, how nice to see you also. So,
to think you're right.
My computer is slower than a Chromebook. So, Mr. P goes through topics in a wonderfully exciting and dynamic way. He's going to be a little more exciting to watch probably than the AP Physics guys, just because his videos are shorter and he's a dork, right? So we're learning about moment of inertia. So here he is. He's got examples right here looking at Newton's second law, demonstrating this, measuring it with a bicycle wheel. All right, so these middle videos is about where we're at. So again, I'll link those also in Canvas for you. So this is another way that you could get your content. And depends on your style. Some of you like these glossier videos. Some of you are going to feel more comforted by the direct lecture take notes model that's in these videos. It's entirely up to you. Okay? From here on out, you will see these as the main mode of instruction, either these videos or Mr. P. They are as good or better than I am. So the content I make for you will be small in comparison to using their content. All right? What we'll do most weeks is we will have these videos. I'll give you your Friday quiz question in advance, and then we'll find a time and a day that we can do a question and answer session. So I'm still working on that schedule. We'll figure it out. So that's the plan for what's moving forward, all right? So again, I'm going to link these videos. I would recommend that you certainly Mr. P, show him some love and subscribe. And then these are the videos that we're going to be using to finish up our unit on torque and rotational motion and dynamics, okay? So, you guys are doing great. It's going to be okay. This is all going to work, all right? Keep learning.